Pets in Hypixel Skyblock have been a big part of the game ever since 2020. Pets can be used for farming, for fishing, for combat, and for just fastening up your rates no matter what you do. They do cost you a lot of time if you don't use them. Now, it is also important to note that these pets do come in various prices, and there can be discrepancies between their abilities and the price they might cost. So you could basically have an expensive pet that could cost you billions, and another pet that could practically do the same thing in combat, but cost you 100 times less. From time to time, it happens that admins do change the abilities and stats of a pet, and this week is one of those times. The Megalodon pet, previously known as a pretty useless pet, is now actually quite useful for fishing, and it does do a decent bit of damage even after the nerf. There's a couple of reasons why I would suggest this pet for a lot of early to mid-game players, even after the nerf. It does actually deal damage, it does give you a lot of fishing stats, and it also gives you 10 magic find. Now, comparing this pet in terms of fishing to other pets such as Ammonite, we will see that it actually does end up giving you less fishing speed on a normal day-to-day basis. Now, obviously, it's not that big of a difference, and you do need to have a max mining level and a max fishing level to actually get the full benefit of this Ammonite pet, which is why I actually do think that this pet is really good for fishing at a low level. Because nobody that is just starting the game will have fishing 50 and mining 60 and have that 55 fishing speed bonus that you can get from the Ammonite pet, while you can be a mid-game or early game player and have a bit of coins and buy yourself a level 100 legendary Megalodon and benefit from the 40 fishing speed on a normal day-to-day. So not only is this pet really good for just general fishing, due to the fact that you don't really need mining 60 or fishing 50 or any HOTM level to make full use of it, it's also actually the best fishing pet, no doubt, for fishing festivals. To understand why this fishing pet is actually the best pet during festivals, all you have to really do is look at the last two abilities of this pet. This pet will actually have double base stats during the fishing festival, and it will also give you 20% more sharks while fishing during the festival. So the first one being the most insane perk in my opinion, because it gives you 80 fishing speed and it also gives you 30% secret chance if you're using a washed up souvenir. If you decide to use something like a lucky clover, you'll actually get 34 magic find during the festival, which would lead it to being a very good magic find pet, equivalent to a golden dragon with a lucky clover at 100 million gold collection. So if you think of it like that, for a early to mid game like pet, this is actually insane for magic find and for fishing alike. So how does this pet fare without the fishing festival in terms of magic find? This pet actually can have up to 17 magic find, which is really good for the cost that it actually has. It's only 35 to 45 million coins on the low end, and that's really not that expensive for a level 100 pet that can be considered the best fishing pet during festivals. They can also be considered the best or one of the best magic find pets during the festival, and also a decent magic find pet outside of the festival, because 17 magic find is quite comparable to the 22 magic find you can get from the mythic black cat, which costs double the price of the Megalodon pet at its lowest bin, not even level 100. So again, this pet does fare well for magic find too, especially for early game players and mid game players. So this pet does seem to be a good money making method, especially during fishing festivals, and it gives you a lot of fishing perks as well, but it also gives you magic find. But how does this pet actually fare against other pets of its own caliber in terms of DPS and damage? So again, comparing this pet to other pets such as the legendary wither skeleton or the legendary lion pet, we actually do see that against the three bosses that I tested it on, being the Blade Soul, Mage Outlaw, and the Barbarian Duke in the Crimson Isles, it actually does perform way better. This actually does fall short though when you're comparing it against the epic or legendary variety of the Tiger pet. The Tiger pet's ferocity and attack speed and other stats are actually quite superior. So again, in terms of DPS, it falls short under the Tiger pet, but it does actually outperform Wither Skeleton and the Lion pet. So for its price tag, again, for other uses that it does have, it is quite amazing for a pet. So again, in conclusion, I would really recommend this pet for mid-game players with the budget of sub 50 million coins for fishing, and you can actually use it as a magic find pet too, so you wouldn't really need to go for a black cat or rush to a black cat or even an ender dragon or a golden dragon pet until you actually have enough money saved up. So again, this pet is really good in my opinion. It's a good all-rounder in terms of damage, fishing, and money making method, so just go ahead and use it and give it a try. Anyways, thank you again for watching, and please make sure to subscribe and like. See you in the next one.